This is Chaplain Tyler, and you're watching this video on You Got This with Tyler. Today I'm going to be talking about straightforward personality color combinations. Straightforward personality color combinations. And just to recap very quickly, I'm using the True Colors personality system. I find it to be the best one out there so far. And most of us, we measure our personalities based on two opposite value systems. One is how we tend to like structure in our lives. If we like a lot of structure, that tends to reflect a gold personality. And if we don't like a lot of structure and we value more freedom, then that tends to indicate an orange personality. That's one dimension of personality, how we structure our lives, what our preferences are there. The other preference that we have is for how we tend to process information. And that can be done in the heart. And if that's the case, then that reflects a blue personality. And if we prefer to do information processing in the mind, then that reflects a green personality. And most of us are going to be strong in two colors. One from the how we structure our lives, and one from how we process information. So for example, one person may be strong in terms of structure in their life. They might like a lot of organization and structure. That means that they would be gold. And it's also very possible that they would be very strong and process information using the heart. That means that they would also be blue. So once a person takes the True Colors personality inventory and has an idea of what their strongest colors are, and we would determine what a person's personality is color-coded by talking about the first two colors. The strongest two colors usually indicate how a person tends to prefer to behave. It structures usually their thoughts, their attitudes, their beliefs, their goals, their dreams, what's important to them, what are their needs. So that's why it's important. We look at the first top two colors. So somebody could be very strong. Let's go back to the gold and blue. Someone could be very strong in both colors and both core values. Blue's core values are relationships and authenticity. Gold is responsibility and duty. Those four core values would be very important to somebody who's gold blue or blue gold. We talk about the first the color that has the highest score, you put first. Then you put the color that has the second highest score second. So if the color is gold that has the highest score, then the person would be gold. And then whatever their next color is. And again, using a gold blue or blue gold combination. So if their strongest color is gold, they would be gold blue. And if they're, let's say somebody says green orange, that would mean that their strongest color preference, they would lead with green, and orange would be their second. Does that make sense? So usually a person will have strength in either gold or orange, and they will have strength in either blue or green. And what happens when those meet is that the two colors, they intertwine and they merge, and they are able to form and help a person's personality develop. It tells them again what's important and what they believe and what their goals are and what they need in this life. So let's say somebody is, I'll go back to blue gold just as an example. If somebody is blue gold, it means they prefer to have an organized, structured lifestyle, but because blue is first, they would put relationships and family ahead of that structure. Likewise, if gold is first, the structure is most important to somebody, while they would retain an immense amount of importance for family and tradition. So there are subtleties depending on what score you get and what your top color is. And again, most of us tend to lead with how we structure our lives. That's the first usual, most important one. 76% of the population, approximately, lead with how we determine the structure of our lives. 24% lead with how they process information. So it's a lot less. But when the stronger or the more balanced the top two colors are, the more interchangeable they are. So if somebody gets within a point or two of any one of the scores for each color, that usually means that those two colors could be interchangeable at any one time. And usually that will be determined by the situation, by experience, by person's history, the contact. All of that makes a difference. So that's how that works together. Now, there are certain combinations that are known to be very effective, and specific roles that are excellent for certain color combinations. So for example, blue gold and gold blue are by far the majority of nurses and teachers. It just makes sense. You have to have an organized structure. You have to adhere to and understand what the rules are, and yet you have to be very caring and supportive, and those two roles work perfectly for that. Another great combination is gold green. Gold green is considered the strongest personality type. They know what they want, they're very analytical, and they're very structured in what they do. They're very determined. So they're just considered the strongest personality type. Green orange tends to be the visionary who helps to get things done. They tend to be either the top CEO-like people, and the reason for that is, again, their analytical side is great, but they're very easily able to be flexible with what they're working on and what direction they're going and how the organization needs to go. If you want a great example of somebody who is or who was green-orange, probably a really good example would have been Steve Jobs in terms of what he did and what he brought to Apple. If you want a television character that is green-orange, if you're into science fiction, Doctor Who. That the Doctor is absolutely very green-orange. Blue-orange tend to be people who are more artisans and they're feelers and creatives, and they're heart children, and they're wonderful people to be around, very sensitive and flowing with energy. So that's what the colors are. The colors work together to help form a person's personality, and again determine the core values that they operate with. Now, what I'm going to be talking about next time is the dynamic of introversion and extroversion. And the reason that's important is because whether somebody is extroverted or introverted really impacts what they show the world as opposed to what they are in private. So that'll be the next video. I hope this has been informational and helpful for you, and I look forward to bringing you my next video. In the meantime, I see you, I believe in you, and you got this. This is Tyler, Chaplain Tyler, signing off, and you're watching this video on You Got This with Tyler. Take care.